Now let's code our HTML. We will create the outer container div over here. Now we will check our submitted property here and display the form only if the submitted variable is false. We have seen this syntax in one-way binding. Now let's write our form tag and display form only if active property is true. And on the submit event of the form, we will call the function onSubmit. We define a template local variable #employee form and initialize it with value ngForm. The variable employee form is now a handle to ngForm directive. This time employee form remains a reference to the form as a whole. Now let's write our two buttons, one for submit and one for add new employee. The submit button will be disabled if the form is not valid and has validation errors. Currently there is nothing inside the form, so the form is valid and so the submit button is active. For the new employee button, on button click, we will call method new employee. Now let's start writing the input tag with label. Here we are going to keep a required condition for the input with which we will help us validate our form. Now here we want our name element to have two-way binding. If user changes the name, it should be communicated back to our component, and if the name changes in the component, it should be communicated back to the template. Also, we will print it here for debugging purposes. If we have invalid name, then we will display the message name is required. Let's see the output so far. Here we'll make the use of the diagnostic method to print the entire employee object. As you can see, if I change the model data changes. In the next section, we will code the remaining things like what happens when the user clicks on submit button.